What is the number one mistake I see new real estate investors make all the time, over and over again? And how can you avoid it? Next. Hey, I'm Jay Leman. I am a local real estate agent and investor here in Central Illinois, and I invest in Illinois and all across the Midwest in single-family, multifamily, and mobile home parks. And today I want to talk about the number one mistake that new investors make when trying to get into real estate. We post content like this all the time, so like and subscribe and share with people so more people can get this knowledge. So what is the number one mistake? Number one mistake is simply doing a value add property as your first property. You might say, Jay, but that's where the money's made. Value add. And you might have watched some YouTube videos on it. You might have read some books about value add properties. And in general, I love value add properties. I mean, who doesn't? You can fix up a property. It's worth more than what you bought it for, what you put in, and you make a profit, right? Or you refinance and take your money out. The only problem is this. Buying your first property is tricky and risky and scary enough. You need to buy a stabilized asset first, whether that's a small apartment building or a single family home. Simply buy something that will cash flow from day one with minimal to no work. You say, why would I do that? I don't have much down payment money. I can't do that. Here's why you need to buy a stabilized asset. You buy a stabilized asset because you're probably going to start part-time in this thing. You're probably not going to be a full-time real estate investor, and you need something that's going to be pretty passive. Now, no real estate investment is 100% passive unless you have it professionally managed. Even then, there's some work to managing the manager, but it can take a lot off your plate if you buy a stabilized asset, get a renter in there, and cash flow from day one, even if you're not hitting a home run by doing a huge value add, fix and flip, or BRRRR property, right? You just need to get on base. It's the Moneyball of real estate. The Oakland A's had a very successful team doing Moneyball, right? Getting guys that simply just got on base and didn't hit home runs all the time. That's what you want to do when you first start real estate investing. You're going to learn so much from this first property. One of the biggest mistakes that I made is I invested in a property that was too much of a fixer-upper early in my career, and I ended up losing a ton of money and wasting a ton of time. Did I learn a lot? Yes, but I have painful memories of that very experience. And if I just would have bought a stabilized asset that cash flows from day one, which by the way, in the Midwest, we have tons of those properties, I would have been a lot better off, and I would have been so overwhelmed by all the problems I had with getting reliable contractors, finding hard money lenders, getting extensions on hard money loans, dealing with liens that were put on the property by contractors that didn't do their job. Yeah, I got a whole story about my issues with buying too big a value add property. And I see this over and over and over again, specifically with newbie investors and out-of-state investors that love to invest in the Midwest for cash flow. They're looking for too much value add. And when you bite off more than you can chew, you choke. And that's what I see these investors do. They choke, they get a bad experience, and they feel like, real estate doesn't work. That's why if you'll just get on base with a cash flowing asset like a single family home or a small multifamily property, then you can actually get on base and learn the game of real estate while you earn. You always want to learn while you earn. You don't want to learn and burn like I did on my first deal. So if this gave you some great insight, please like and subscribe. We post content like this all the time, every week on the Jay Leman channel. I appreciate you. And remember, if you're brand new in real estate, just get on base.